Hello, everyone. Hello. It's great to see you all again. Finally got my little cards down here fixed up. So that's good. Hope you're all doing well today. Probably going to be a longer stream tonight. I want to play a couple of different games. Do you think you'll make a first redeem at some point? I don't know, honestly. I guess if enough people want it, I might. Let's see here. I need to capture... There we go. Oh dear, how do I change this to English? Oh dear. Hey, there we go. Haha! Preferences. Okay, nope. Skip. Back. Oh, title and it should be locked up. Unless it's telling you something else. On my screen it says locked up. I'll refresh it again, but on my screen it says locked up, so I don't know what it's telling you. Just finished dinner? That's awesome. What did you eat? Let me go and check my Twitch. Nope, says locked up still. So yep, there we go. Don't know what it's saying for you, but it says locked up on all things for me. No, the name of the game is locked up. No fancy title or anything. It's just locked up. Alright, let's get started. This is a horror game. Early autumn. What does it bring? For some, it's time of harvesting potatoes in the garden strewn with yellow leaves. For others, it's never-ending rainstorms, melancholy, and boredom. For me, though, it's mushroom hunting. I've been mushrooming each fall for as long as I remember. It's a sort of family tradition, I guess. Man, I want to go mushroom hunting. I got the taste of it thanks to my grandparents. We used to forage together when they were alive. This time I take Adia, my dog, to keep me company. Oh, baby! Look at her. Who is a sweet pupper? Ow! She occupies the back seat and sometimes puts her head out the window, helping me watch the road. Oh, 1 second. Can I... Preferences? Just gonna turn that down a little. It's not the first time we have to travel like this, so she's calm and obedient. What a good girl she is. We still have a long way to go. I plan to visit the part of the forest that my grandmother loved. She warmly called the place the Mushroom Paradise. That's where we used to forage together. It's been many years since then. I'm on my own now. To brighten up the trip, I had asked a couple of friends to come along. One, however, backed out just the night before. And just when I think about it, my phone rings. I pick it up and continue to drive. Luda? Liuda. Hey, you know, I'm really sorry, but we won't join you today. Oh, I'm about to butcher these names. So sorry if this is your name and I absolutely wreck it. Sneza? Sneya. Sneya? I'm gonna call you Snez. What? Are you kidding me? You guys are always ready to hang out outdoors, but not when it comes to mushrooming, huh? But we're swamped. We really are. Hey, don't gloom over it. You can buy the mushrooms in a store, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, say no more, traders. Please don't take it so hard. It's just that we really can't go. Okay, no hard feelings. Oh well, I'm driving, so bye. See you later. Poor Snez got stood up. Distracted by the conversation, I don't notice another car overtaking me. I turn the steering wheel as sharp as I can, and that, kids, is why you don't. Well, actually, Snez wasn't texting, were they? The Roadhog whizzes past at a breakneck speed, leaving behind an echo of screeching tires. Ooh, that didn't sound good. I dodge successfully, but run into a sudden bump, and the car jolts. Something inside its body shakes violently. The dog whines in fear. Why the hell did he swerve into my lane? This son of a... Oh, easy, easy, Adya. It's okay. At least I hope my car's not damaged because of that asshole. Yeah, no kidding in this economy. Irritated, I exhale loudly and squeeze the steering wheel, leaving the car. The jolt sobered my thoughts and forced me to keep my gaze fixed on the road so that no one else would try and run us over. The road becomes even bumpier than before, with large holes and cracks in the asphalt, and now I cautiously avoid them all. How did this brain-dead racer speed up on such a road? Oh, God, it sucks. Why do I have to do this all on my own again? Why couldn't we just get together and enjoy each other's company, like pick a ton of mushrooms and then have a day off dealing with all the shit and having fun, like we did last year? You can buy them at a store. What on earth will she find there? Champignons? Pickled honey mushrooms? Or maybe she'll get something on the street market from a nice old lady and get sick? Right, Adya? The dog looks silently in the rearview mirror. Big tears? Big tears for what? Ghost car? Yeah, ghost car indeed. Oh, Adya. Oh, sweet pupper. That's not even the point. Oh, God, I wanted to hang out with them for once. Better turn on the radio. Maybe there's something nice on there. There is no chatterbox in this ancient Soviet car that I got from my grandpa. Instead, I use a portable radio. Old-fashioned? I guess so. But it suits me just fine. Oh, hell yeah. So we continue on our way, listening to Galan, Valeria, Maxim, and the other popular singers. It seems that luck is on our side again, soothing us with upbeat pop music. Suddenly, the broadcast pleases my ear with the band Tattoo, and then with Zemfira's song requested by a listener. The fluffy pines are interspersed with rows of birches and other rare deciduous trees. The bushes are starting to lose their leaves from the cold. They run past, mingling into a single mess. Man, I'm getting big Silent Hill vibes right now, and I love it. Sometimes I notice narrow curves and ruts with cars already parked in them. Mushroom season is summoning all the mushroom hunters, but not my friends. I glance enviously at the group of people walking into the woods. I wonder if they're about to forage or just have some fun. Maybe both. When I recognize the road, I turn to the right curve, accompanied by a haunting tune. Big tires. Oh, big tires, yes. Mushroom people are crazy. I've seen pictures. It takes a certain expert to mushroom hunt. I would never do it. I would pick something poisonous and probably get myself killed. As much as I want to enjoy the music a bit longer, I have to turn off the radio. Here we are. Get up, Adya. Oh, sweet baby. Nothing better happened to this dog. The dog joyfully sticks her tongue out. Her back ears perk up. She jumps out of the car as soon as I open the door. I set out to search for mushrooms with a bucket and a knife, and the dog cheerfully rushes forward. It's a beautiful place. The woods have their peculiar charm, especially when people didn't get to litter it with empty bottles and other trash. Surprisingly, this area is almost clean. Though still, someone has already thrown a tire on a branch, seemingly marking the forest as their property. All of a sudden, the memories come back to me, rushing. I remember this place. I haven't been here since my grandma passed away. When I realized how unbearably quiet my apartment was, I adopted Adia. This adorable furry creature gave me the strength to move on with my life. Dogs indeed require a lot of care, but that's what I needed back then. The responsibility for this pure and vulnerable creature didn't let my inner demons take over me. Now it is impossible to imagine my life without her, without that sweet, gentle sunbeam who filled the hole in my heart. Oh man, nothing better happened to this dog. This seems like a lot of death flags. Oh, this one's a pretty color. Tastes like dying. Look, it's not my fault that the delicious little brown mushroom looks exactly the same to the poisonous, shit your heart out little brown mushroom, okay? They look the same. And yeah, the dog better be okay. Nothing bad better happen to this dog. I could have left her at home, but I would feel bad for locking the girl in the apartment. I'm delighted to see her frolicking in the fresh air and throwing branches and leaves around in a joyful dance. After all, she patiently waits for me from work 5 days a week. And on top of that, it's dangerous to walk in the woods alone. That's why it's safer with Adia. We go deeper into the forest. The dull sky watches us passively above the tree crowns. A sweet smell of autumn and pine bark fills the air. The dog wiggles around me, tracking scents. Occasionally, when she sees a squirrel, she presses her paws against a tree and barks softly at it. Oh, sweet baby. Adia has as much fun as she can while I search for mushroom caps. However, so far we have only met a couple of bolotusses and one unwelcome fly agaric. Agaric? I'm assuming these are mushrooms. How strange is that? I thought there would be more mushrooms out there. Well, apparently I'm not the only one who knows this place. Now I notice some freshly cut mushroom stems here and there. What a heartbreaking sight. Well, we'll find something if we go deeper. I'm sorry, maybe we'll find something if we go deeper? Adia, come. Oh, baby. How unfortunate. It was my grandmother's favorite place to pick mushrooms. I remember how we used to walk here, filling our buckets to the top. Am I too late? I stopped to cut off a couple of butter mushrooms and let them sullenly join a handful of their cousins. Even reunited, this bunch does not even cover the bottom of the bucket. Adia gazes into the distance, wagging her fluffy tail. She sees someone. I turn my head and look in the same direction. Well, someone had certainly been here before us. Hello? Confetti cultist! Thank you so much for the 7 months in a row. Holy shit. How are you doing today? We are playing Locked Out. What's up, dude? Not much. Just trying to stay cool. This weather is a little bit too much. Oh. Lord, oh, Jesus. You know what? I'll deal with that in a bit. I don't know why your name is doing that, but I'll deal with that in a bit. You just get to hang out. Someone has certainly been here before us. It's weird, though. I haven't noticed any cars, but they might be parked somewhere further away. Looks like there's nothing for us to do here. To avoid the heat. Yep, to avoid the heat indeed. Everything comes to an end sooner or later. I recall walking here as a child with only my family. A deep sigh breaks from my chest. I call Adia and rub behind her ears and push aside the bitter memories. It's okay. I'm not giving up that easily. As long as we're here, we'll keep looking until the end. Till the bucket is full. No, until both buckets are full. Aww. The dog looks at me adoringly, listening to my promises with her tongue out. Well, no matter what I tell her, it's just a dog. She'll follow me anywhere and won't mind at all, unlike some people. Adia patiently waits for me to stop petting her. Cheered up, we go back to the car. I put the bucket by the side of the seat and reach for the bag to take out our supplies. The ride took an hour and a half, and I lost track of time entirely during the meditative stroll. I was too busy to notice my growing hunger. First, I fill Adia's double bowl with water and dog food, and then I place a road map on the hood of my car and start planning a new route with a sandwich in my mouth. It turns out that we don't have many options left, but I still hope to spot at least one unremarkable trailway. It's pointless to try luck at finding anything near villages. The locals should have emptied all the forest within reach and sold their harvests on the street market. Yeah, on the street market. That's where they hoodwink people like Lydia to buy their inedible mushrooms. I'm still not going to give up and entertain the idea of that this whole trip is pointless. Yet at this moment I'm on the verge of showing the white flag. If I swallowed my pride, I could patch things up with Lydia, and we could make some fried potatoes with that simple harvest that I managed to find. Although, I really like spending time outdoors with Adia. I don't want to come back empty-handed. I can't think of anything. For now, we can just drive forward, and then we'll see what to do. Suddenly, I feel something touching my leg. It's Adia bumping me with her nose. She had finished her meal and is now waiting for us to hit the road again. She wags her tail and looks at me amiably. I pet her. The plan is simple. If we see no cars nearby, we stop and take a look, right? Right. Adia, down. I let my dog into the car, where she settles on the passenger seat and lays down obediently. Start the engine, and we drive further on the main road. Hey, Bartleby, I'm doing really good. How are you? I turn on the radio and simultaneously check the gas gauge. That'll do for a while. I don't think we'll drive too long anyway. You know what? Lydia probably thinks that since I went mushrooming, I'll bring her something. No way. I'll tell her she should have come with me. Okay, I'm joking. Everyone loves to have fun, but they're always busy when it comes to something real. Out of the corner of my eye, I look at Adia through the mirror. The dog lays peacefully, raising her head every time the gearbox clicks or I address her. I'm so used to having heart-to-heart conversations with her that it feels as if she understands everything I say. Adia is my only family. And she's a great listener. At least, she won't talk down to me or turn down an adventure. We'll be back late tonight, but that's okay, right? I just want to go mushroom hunting. Even in that half-empty forest I found enough for a small frying pan. But it's no longer a matter of profit, it's a matter of honor. Leisure interest, so to speak. I'll come back and prove all those cynics wrong. Back to the uplifting Silent Hill music, that's right. I'm really good in the middle of a bunch of experiments. Nice! I hope they all go well. Now, much to my surprise, I don't see any cars at all. The forest gets thicker. As far as I remember, one curve leads to a village and the other to a small town. Driving past one of the curves, I notice a couple of funeral wreaths lying on the ground. Unfortunately, the sharp turn sign didn't save some reckless drivers from hitting a tree. The suburban winding track is like an amusement ride for some people. It fuels them with excitement, and they rush to their death. Life frightens you with its sudden end. There's never enough time, and you just hope it'll keep working for you time after time. You are not like the others. I am not like the others. Lost in these thoughts, I almost skip a narrow gap dividing the woodland in two. Then I see a strange road. At first sight, this concrete road is inconspicuous. It's long and lost between trees, descending as if it's from a mountain. I'm gonna save, because I don't know if there's a choice coming up. And most importantly, no living creature is seen or heard there. The road is overgrown with wild grass between the cracks. Looks like it's never been touched by wheels. There it is. There it is. I make a U-turn just to be sure I'm going to check that way. It seems that the road gradually turns left. We drive past some old bare utility poles. The place looks untamed and deserted. Even though the road is clearly man-made, no one has been here for a long time. Maybe I'm imagining things, but I have a feeling that there's a bounty of mushrooms waiting for me. Even if it sounds stupid, I trust my gut. Even Adia is concentrated on the scenery. She presses her nose against the car window, and wags her tail, apparently sharing my joy. But suddenly, the radio fades away into a hiss. My blood runs cold. Adia barks at it fiercely. Damn it! I turn the volume down and try and find a decent wavelength, but in vain. Irritated and scared, I turn it off. Adia, quiet! It's just a bad signal. Trees are too tall, and all of the mountains are around. That should be the reason. I finally manage to park after collecting myself and comforting Adia. Adia is getting impatient. She scratches at the door and I let her out. Straight away, she starts exploring and marking the area. I peer into the woodland. The dense forest is sullen and lifeless, with the crown sheltering it from sunlight. Distorted trees are bathed in shadow, dancing grotesquely in a thundering silence. It smells like a rainstorm just ended a minute ago. Apparently, no one has been here for days or even years. There are no tires, no signs of a campfire, and no trash at all. Looks like no one takes any notice of this part of the forest. We went too deep through, Adia. The nearest town or village, basically anything. Yeah, it's quite far away. I realize that the road isn't marked by any road map. It's strange. There's a road, but it's not on the map. Okay, must have been some kind of temporary trail, and no one needs it anymore. I look at this abandoned concrete road again. It goes far and still gradually turns left. I can see only a small part of it. The rest is lost to a wreath of foliage. And further down the descent, no large gaps, meadows, or buildings are visible between the top of the pines. I grab my bucket and my knife again and go into the mysterious forest. I nearly jump out of my skin when I hear a branch crack and grass squishing. These sounds seeming definitely loud in the dead silence of this place. At this very moment, a bitter thought goes through my head. I'm all alone here. Yeah, no one would hear you scream if you were murdered. I take a deep breath and try and cheer myself up. No, I'm not alone. I'm with my dog. Why would I care anyway? I bet there are no predators in the vicinity. Or are there? Anyway, I won't go too far. Hey, Adia, everything will be alright because you are with me. The dog turns to me, wagging her tail with joy. As long as Adia acts calm and casual, I feel courageous. I move forward, a sigh of relief escaping my mouth. I see that, Bartleby. 1 second. It seems like the music is just very loud. Just a little bit down lower, if you would please. Thank you. I hadn't seen a forest like this for some time. Undergrowth and wild, poisonous berries cluster in the coolness and the airlessness under the dense shelter and leafy branches. Some trees have their trunks curving and crooked. I had only walked a short distance, but Adia is already sniffing a stump overgrown with honey agarics. Agarics? I'm gonna call them agarics. I take a closer look at the bush and the curved tree roots and notice a penny buns. and notice penny buns and chanterelles. This is a very nice scene. This artwork's very beautiful. Looking at the scenery, I remember a documentary about anomalous zones, which I had watched a few days ago. I shouldn't have watched that crap before the trip. Now I wonder what creepy stuff I'm going to imagine here. Before I know it, my bucket is half full. I still want to explore this strange place, though. It's so quiet that even my footsteps and the rustling of leaves are lost between the branches. No beasts and no birds are seen or heard. That's never a good sign. I like they actually pointed out those mushrooms. The magical feeling of discovery grips me, and the mushrooms I see here and there only fuel my excitement. Suddenly, Adia freezes. Her ears perk up. She's listening. Before I can do anything, she rushes into the dense bushes. Adia! Adia, come here! What's wrong with her? Is she chasing a squirrel again? I quicken my pace to catch up with the dog. After a while, Adia returns, holding a dark object in her mouth. It's rotten, hard, and wet, and it doesn't look like an animal at all. Oh, spit it out! Hey, don't you ever run away. Do you hear me? No running away. Drop it. Whatever you have, drop it. What is it? I take the mysterious object from my dog. It smells like rubber and dirt. It resembles a galosh. Quite a typical one, which is worn over shoes so that they won't get wet, though Audio only brought a part of it. What on earth does that mean? Did someone leave it here? But it should have been a really long ago. I throw it into the bushes and wipe my hand on my pants. The dog is already going to rush after the rubber as if it was a toy. But I shout sternly, Adia, off! Come here. The dog stops, looking at me with resentfulness. Then she returns to me obediently. I pat her head. Don't pick up any crap here, okay? Okay, looks like we can go further. Right, darling? If anyone's been here, it's been a long time. And as there's really this much stuff, I'm gonna make this place my mushroom paradise. The dog demands enrichment. No! No weird boot in the middle of the forest for the dog. How about that, huh? Maybe we'll find something more interesting out there, huh? Let's see. I pull a bolletus out of the bucket and let Adia sniff it. It must be strange to make her look for mushrooms like a truffle pig, but I decided to give it a try. Adia thinks I'm offering a treat, so I take my hand away just in time. No, sniff, seek, Adia, seek. The dog stares at the mushroom, and then she turns her gaze at me and whimpers miserably. Aww. Here, Adia, seek, help me. Adia starts sniffing the mushroom again, then she dips her nose into the droopy grass and the fallen pine needles. She wanders around for a while, sniffing the ground, then finds the trail and leads me, her tail wagging. That's my girl. Well done, Adia. We begin to descend a gentle slope, avoiding the steep part of the hill. Along the way, we find a couple more bolletuses, but the dog rushes forward as if she's following a very distinctive scent trail. Soon, she leads me to a knoll at the foot of a branchy spruce, standing between the ferns. The knoll is studded with white mushrooms, the combination of which forms a semicircle silhouette from a fairy tale. But as I reach out to cut them off, I suddenly run my fingers over some kind of branching threads. It looks like mycelium, a sprawling white gray mass covering the lichens and mosses. It's a bit fuzzy, which makes it look like mold. I suppose these mushrooms are fine. I'll pick some and rinse them well at home. Holding a mushroom cap, I accidentally rip the stalk off the soil, pulling it out with a piece of the mycelium and moss. Underneath them, I see something pale yellow. Must be the root. Now I cut it off with my knife one by one. And as I reach for the farthest one, I climb more and more up the knoll. Oh, that's not good. That's a terrible sound. Oh no! Something crunches underneath my feet. Not like a branch, and it certainly isn't a rock. But the crunch sounds loud and clear. I'm saving again. Yes, overwrite my save. The best case scenario is that you just stepped into like a wasp nest. The worst case scenario is that you just stepped into like a body. I think for a moment that I'm climbing on something alive. Ugh! I jump up. On the disturbed spot lie elongated bones. Yep, there it is. Fuck. Moss, mycelium, and lichen envelop them in a strange way, like the skin of a mythical beast. Something a forest spirit would wear in old fairy tales. Feeling a chill creep up my back, I dig the unremarkable grave with my leg. Then I start pulling out chunks of vegetation until I can finally see what I expected. Under the layer of moss, particularly covered with lichen and soil, between the rhizome and the mycelium, revealed the ribs and the spine. In front of me lies a skeleton. Part of it, to be exact. It looks unnatural, distorted. I'm not a bone expert, but the main feature that would clarify everything is missing. The skull and limbs are either missing or torn apart by wild animals. Adia comes over to see what I'm doing. She sniffs the bones curiously. She's calm at first, but then she recoils, growling in displeasure. There is something she doesn't like. Oh no. Time to go, everyone. Hush, hush, hush. It must just be an animal, or a badger, or a boar. I pull the dog closer to me. Is there a boar lying here? Something must have killed it, and the killer must have been a predator like a wolf. As I step back, my foot bumps into something softer than bones. It squeaks disgustingly under my heel. A galosh, another galosh, similar to the one Adia had brought before. The only difference is this one being whole. A shiver runs down my spine. Adia, let's get out of here. I back away. I want to believe that it's just a boar or some other animal. Yet I can't help thinking, what if it's a human? I try to soothe myself with an explanation, but fear and panic tighten their grip on my throat with each second. It's been here for a long time, and we haven't seen anyone so far. It means I'm in no danger. That's right. I can't be killed by a corpse, can I? Adia, and if it's a human being, could it be that they were dumped here ages ago by some gangster to cover up a crime? Could be a clown nose. No, not a clown nose, anything but that. God, it's better not to think about it at all. Yeah, and, well, those criminals aren't gonna sit in the woods and wait for Snezhana to come and visit them, are they? They just got rid of the corpse in the middle of nowhere so no one would find it, and that's it. Perhaps the dog has her own opinion. She keeps sniffing, and it seems that her sensitive nose scented something once again. She tracks another trail. Pick up the dog and go! If Adia senses any danger, she'll warn me. She's a dog, after all. Was that like a door? Are those other ribs? Oh no. Adia leads me to a ravine, and as we walk, I manage to calm down, as there have been no one and nothing scary along the way. There's no use in getting stressed over it. I notice the chanterelles between the bushes, and my mind gets distracted. Okay, that looks like a door, and this all right here looks like just more piles of ribs. But barely do I come closer to them when Adia barks anxiously, somewhere down again, attracting my attention. Afraid that she is going to jump into the hole, I grab her collar firmly. Adia, no! Stand still. Growling, the dog peered at me first, then somewhere down. I had time to go through all the forest animals in my head while we were descending, but what was revealed to me could not be so easily explained. It is hard to call it a natural ravine. It looks as if the ground has sagged here long ago, covering a strange frame in... No. I don't fuck with sinkholes. I do not fuck with sinkholes. I would be gone. I would be out. I do not fuck with sinkholes. And in the pit lies something that is hard to look at for too long. Something disturbing. Oh, you're getting Mouth of Madness. I see. Branches and some rags are lying there, and everything is overgrown with grass and mushroom. They are chaotically settled along the perimeter. I could see bones protruding from the grass. Open cemetery, damp, uncovered, either animals or people. But pieces of cloth, rotten shoes, and other objects foreign to the forest hinted at whom the body parts so denselessly wrapped in the plants belonged. Even so, I don't understand what exactly makes Adia so worried and why she had brought me here. To warn me? We should get out. Let's go, Adia. Follow. I hurry the dog along, pulling her by her collar. Adia doesn't understand me at first, but reluctantly wanders beside me. Yes, girl, to the car. Fuck this place. Greed still clouds my mind, so I can't bring myself to throw my mushrooms away. I managed to get a bucketful just before the place disturbed my mind and revealed its horrifying side. After all, what did mushrooms have to do with all of this? I'm not going home empty-handed. Who knows when, but something had happened here. Either some local animals or bandits had dumped garbage of all kinds into the ravine. Who and why? It's a mystery, but the mushrooms had nothing to do with it. I am afraid of getting an answer, so I chase these thoughts away. I just want to get in my car and get out of here. Come home, make some hot fries, lay on my couch, and forget about everything. I imagine the warmth and the pleasant aroma of my cozy apartment, where the only sounds are my neighbors laughing or drilling behind the wall. I would turn on the TV to distract myself and watch an entertaining movie. I still have some cassette tapes left. I could watch Flubber or Richie Rich. Yo, Flubber! It's Flubber! It's rubber. It's alive! Fucking love that movie. Oh, thank God the car's still here. I pull Adia into the car and put the bucket under the front seat. Question. If those mushrooms grew on dead bodies, are we essentially inviting ghosts into the house? It's very important that this be answered. Wow, just slam all those nostalgia buttons, huh? Exactly. Love Flubber. I watched it so many times as a kid. I pull Adia into the car and put the bucket under the front seat. I've had enough. It's time to get out of here. I'm not even going to call the cops. Well, you can't call the cops. There's no signal. I'm going to pretend I didn't see anything. I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want any more trouble. I start the engine, press the clutch, and the car conks out. Shit. I repeat the process. We barely even move before the car conks out with a distinctive noise. Well, it's time to start walking. No! Why now? I get out of the car and take a look at it. I lift the hood and smell an unpleasant oily scent, slightly reeking of gasoline. Before I put my hand on it, I could feel the engine getting too hot in such a short time. Great. I'm sure I've checked everything this morning. I walk around the car and notice a leak. The oil trail is barely visible under the grass, but it's also imprinted on the pale concrete. Perfect. This car's a damn wreck. I still have some motor oil left in my trunk as far as I remember. It might be enough to get this metal gramps to the highway at least. But first, I have to wait until the car cools down and then examine it more carefully. If the problem is something else, all of my efforts will turn out to be a failure. The dog peers at me through the glass and whimpers. She is begging to come out to be closer to me. Looks like we're going to be staying here a while. I open the car door, but Adia just keeps peering at me. I don't understand what you want from me. The car is broken. If I don't come home in time, I have to call my boss. Oh, I got an idea. I pull out my phone and call my acquaintance. After the first ring, however, it beeps and the call is ended. I walk around the car with my phone in hand. I stretch it out, pull it closer, lift it up. I even climb on the trunk and put my hand up to the sky, but in vain. There's no signal at all. Great. Just fucking awesome. No car, no signal. I jump down with a frustrated sigh, trying to calm my nerves and not toss my phone on the ground. The sky is already darkening, the sun is sinking to the horizon, and the unfriendly forest grows darker and darker. Dense clouds are putting against the earth, getting heavier, piling up the gloomy dome. It's probably warmer in the woods than here on the concrete road. Now, when the cool evening air embraces me, I can feel the difference. I thought about walking towards the highway, but hitchhiking at night is too dangerous. It's getting late. Okay, we'll fix this junker early in the morning and hit the road. I give the dog some water and begin setting up my lodging for the night. I don't like the idea of having to sleep here, in front of the dense forest with someone's bones laying in it. But now I can't do anything about it. Inside, Adia and I crawl under a blanket. Warming each other with our bodies, we soon fall asleep. I don't know when I started drifting off. I don't know whether the long drive is to blame or the stress or both. But I remember a long and gentle slumber with no dreams. That didn't last long. Suddenly, I hear someone or something scratching at the door from the inside. Half awake, I rise up and peer around. Ah, it's just you. What's wrong? The dog is still begging me to let her out. You want to pee, don't you? I look out the window. There's nothing around but thick darkness. It envelops the vague, barely visible silhouettes of the trees. The blue-black sky is all covered by clouds, a dim moon, and not a single star. And with it, the muffled silence and Adia's whimpering. Okay, I got it. Wait a sec. It takes me a while to straighten up so I can get up. Take the flashlight out and the glove compartment. I open the door for her. She jumps out and I follow her. The dampness of the night welcomes me into its cool embrace. Adia and I had snuggled up against each other and breathed so much that the windows had fogged up when the cold air blew in. I wrap my arms around myself, trying to keep warm. A while later, I wait for Adia outside the car, tracing where she wandered with the flashlight. Hey, don't go too far. The cold is getting harder. I wrap myself more tightly in my jacket. Hearing strange sounds from the side of the thicket, like the crunching of branches, I direct my light in the assumed direction. But the light only meets a few crooked trunks. No one is there. The tops of the black pines sway in the wind, and again there are muffled crackling and rustling sounds. It must be the wind. It still doesn't feel right. What if there's a boar or a huge moose? What if it's a wolf? The longer I analyze the sounds, the more I torment myself with fear. Every unexpected noise sends a sickening chill through my chest. The dog must have gone off into the bushes. She still hasn't come back. I've lost sight of her. No, not the pupper, please. Adia! Adia, come! Adia, come here! I call her again and again. The silence grips me by the throat. It clamps its bony fingers ominously around my neck and seems to make it tighter with each attempt. Adia? I force myself to step forward, lighting the ground and the trees and the bushes. Adia! A rustling sound on the opposite side makes me shudder. I turn around, expecting to see a dangerous dark beast. But my flashlight illuminates the innocent face of my dog. Oh, good. Puppy. My knees buckle in relief and I almost fall. The fluffy prankster stands in front of me, wagging her tail happily as if nothing had happened. Oh my God, Adia, you scared me. What took you so long? Okay, get in the car. Come on, get in. I make Adia climb into the car and do the same after her. The dog smells of cold and damp nocturne forest. This naughty girl has her belly and paws dirty, which I realize as soon as I hug her. Adia has made a mess of me and on the seat. But I can't help it. There's no place to wash up. I have to put up with it. No matter how dirty Adia is, I still love her as she loves me, so I don't scold her. I throw the blanket over us and hug her. I turn off the flashlight. And yet, after that night walk, I don't want to sleep at all. It seems that at any moment something will peek through the window. Something or someone whose eyes was watching my back as I stood outside. This unknown creature's sticky, haunting gaze felt as if the forest was watching me, an uninvited guest through the window. It was devouring me with the gaze of its empty black eye sockets, as an undiscovered skull from the wilderness would stare. The creature is definitely made of bones, moss, and mold. Just like that skeleton that lies lonely under a layer of compost. I close my eyes at the thought and press my nose into Adia's warm fur. The familiar, lively smell is slightly comforting, my bad. I had never been in a situation like this before. Alone in the woods, alone with my dog in the car. Insomnia doesn't go away. I just have to wait until dawn. I look at the clock on my cell phone. It's 3 in the morning, so it should be light soon. I just have to be patient. I can still hear crackling and strange noises coming from the woods. Maybe it's the wind that's just swaying the branches, whistling between the trunks. Is there a guy with a hook for a hand on your car? Man, I hope not. I want to plug my ears. I want to fall asleep. Never had I thought that, far away from civilization, the sounds of nature would seem so loud. I try and put myself in a positive frame of mind. I think about how Adia and I will find a way out in the morning. How soon we will climb into the bathroom and then have a nice meal, or the other way around. Food first, then hygiene, then sleep. But there is also the other side of the coin. I have to call my boss and ask for sick leave, run to the clinic, ask for a medical certificate. Finally, I opened the Snake game on my phone to get my mind off things. Damn, that thing can play Snake? I'm impressed. And so little by little, I managed to wait for dawn. I get up and take a proper look at my car. I need to find the problem. I don't give up hope that I can patch up this junker on my own and get it to the highway. At least to the highway. Probably something had fallen off or cracked when I hit that pothole. The sky finally brightens, the sun is coloring the celestial haze, but the light is lost in the fog and the loose clouds. I pull out my supplies. I have no sandwiches left, only water and dog food. It isn't much. I make dog breakfast for Adia and get out of the car and step in a puddle. The realization of the situation literally makes me furious. Holy shit, this can't be happening. I rush to check the engine oil level. There may be a hole somewhere under the hood, and that's where the leak is. Oh no, all the oil's spilling out. It probably happened just then, far away on the highway, when we got that big bump. And yesterday we didn't have enough of it to lubricate the engine. That's why that weird sound came out, and that's why we didn't move. But there is still hope that if it hadn't been damaged that badly, I rushed to the trunk. The canister of engine oil is suspiciously light, and I'd been so hopeful that we might be able to get out of here. What the? That's it? Oh God. I don't want to stay in the forest any longer anyway, so I just pour the leftovers from the bottom and get behind the wheel. I do not think that's gonna work. I rejoice when the engine starts and we drive off. And we even dry off. But it's too soon to celebrate. The Gramp lazily burrs for a meter and dies again. Shit. Out of despair, I hit the horn as hard as I can, frightening Adia. The dog whimpers and presses her body against the seat. Move! What the heck is wrong with this junk? You have a hole in your car. No answer, only an exhausting silence. I press my palms to my face and groan. I feel like the worst loser in the whole damn world. How did I deserve this? I don't need these mushrooms. I'm such an idiot. I wouldn't have damaged the car if it wasn't for that jerk. Shit. There's no me. Through the mirror, I glance at the frightened girl. I sigh and calm down. I'm so sorry. I pat her head. We're stuck here. I'll think of something. By the way, I'm hungry. Right, I'll cook my mushrooms. What do you think? I think you should walk towards the highway. At the very least, you can get a cell phone signal. Call your friends, something. Unfortunately, most of the branches I found are too damp, probably because of the dew. Finally, I make a fire out of a rag, newspaper, and my... Not the road map! No! Shit! Then I string some mushrooms on a stick, lightly brush them, and finally roast them. Not the map, no! Oh, we're fucked. I wish there was water somewhere. Everything is dirty. I hope I don't get food poisoning because I didn't wash them. You didn't wash them! Oh, God! We really are fucked! Disgusting, dirty hands, face, hair, even food. There was too little water to waste on washing up. I look like a chimney sweeper, even though I've only been here a day. When the mushrooms are cooked, I begin to eat them, trying to convince myself that junk and motor oil bonfire had killed all the germs. Yeah, totally. Although a handful of salt would definitely brighten up the shortcomings. It tastes rather peculiar, but my stomach whines and sucks too much not to fill it. With something. Yeah, with something, alright. Salt would have come in handy. What kind of short-sighted mushroom hunter was I not to take it? Well, to be fair, you didn't think you were going to be out here for like a whole day. I didn't expect to stay in the woods all day, though. There you go. While I'm lost in thought, I don't notice that Adia had brazenly snatched a couple of mushrooms from the other batch I had left over. Drop it, idiot! Off! Adia, I don't think you'd eat that. Alright, then. I hope you don't get sick. We have enough problems already. Pupper, you know what? We should walk to the highway and catch a car. Yes, thank you. Oh my god. And talk them into getting our car on a crane. If they make it to the village, we can call a tow truck. And I'll find the network. The idea I had voiced gives me confidence. Yeah, I had to move on. Just sitting here isn't going to help. Or as my grandfather used to say, God helps those who help themselves. If there's a chance that I'm being searched, who's to say that I'm not lying on the couch? I'm sorry, is there a chance that I'm being searched for? I'm assuming is what that means. Who's to say that I'm not lying on the couch right now, unscrupulously missing work? That I'm not just a slacker? And the longer I stay here, the scarier and stranger seems the forest and this mysterious road, forgotten by all the world. Too many uncanny thoughts creep into my mind. It stirs my imagination and disturbs me with its deliberate mystery. After a quick snack, I grab a bottle of water and my cell phone, and head into the thick fog, which is reluctant to disperse with Adia. Oh man, fog? It really is Silent Hill. We walk in the opposite direction. Soon the damp mist covers our tracks. Oh, did we bring the radio? Please tell me we brought the radio. Please tell me. Some horrifying mushroom monster's gonna come creeping out of the woods. And the radio's gonna buzz to life. We walk in the opposite direction. Soon the damp mist covers our tracks. We should look for an oil trail. Yeah, looks like we had a decent run with a padded bottom. I should have stopped as soon as we got a bump. Oh, that's right. We haven't even gotten to the mushroom spot yet. Well, now you've got it. Look how far you've come. Chanting to myself and reasoning slightly relaxed me. This day seems calm and the silence drives me crazy, squeezing my head. Before I know it, I'm starting to miss the chaotic noise of the city. the way it weaves together into a rhythm. I speak out loud, knowing full well that Adia, who is following me, wouldn't say anything but woof. But that's enough. We've been walking for a suspiciously long time. I glance at the grayish-orange cell phone screen. Weird. Could I have taken a wrong turn? How deep did I drive? Well, you belong to the forest now. Pyramid Head's gonna follow me around. I hope so, with his dump truck of an ass. In the fog, I notice a silhouette. Could it be? Could it be the dump truck of an ass I just spoke of? Is that a car? Oh no. Stretching my lips into a smile, I almost run to it. Adia scoots forward. But the closer I get, the clearer the picture becomes. You belong to the woods now. It's my car. Grandpa's old Zaguli is standing lonely on the curb. Startled by the discovery, I look around. Panic starts gripping me. Everything is making me dizzy. How is this possible? We walked straight and straight and straight and straight. We couldn't be here. Adia, hearing me whimper, comes closer and twirls, her tail wagging. Apparently, she's trying to comfort me. The dog nuzzles her nose into my hand, and I pat her. It's okay, Adia. Everything will be okay. This time, to test my theory, I decide to walk in the opposite direction. I remember how long we've been walking, so I just hope to get somewhere. Even if it's a secret lab in the middle of the woods like in sci-fi movies, or a gloomy manor with ghouls, the fog lightens, but it still won't go away. Noon is approaching. As we walk, I feel like something is gliding along in the fog this time. I stop and peer in the distance, but every time the suspicious shadow happens to be a tree or a bush or some inconspicuous driftwood. Adia is as quiet as never before, as if nothing had happened and I'm the only one who is going crazy. And the further I walk, the stranger I feel, as if the veil separating me from reality had been lowered. Oh no, are you tripping on shrooms? Loneliness and helplessness come again. I want to believe that this is one long, unpleasant dream. I hope that I'm about to see the highway behind another span of concrete road. However... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now I see the car. My car. It's still there as if I've never left this place. What the hell is this? Left or right, it's all the same. How? Uh-oh, Snez. We're in trouble. I sit on the ground. Adia snuggles up to me, soothingly poking her nose into my jacket. My gaze shifts to the forest. No, I'm not going there. No way. Maybe someone will notice that I'm not home. Maybe they'll find us. Adia, what should I do? I hug the dog and tuck my face into her soft fur. Hush, hush, I'm not crying anymore. Collecting myself, I get up and walk to the car. I can try pushing it, but what's the point? We're locked in here. I'm not going into the woods. What if we get lost and no one finds us? Will we wander around for the rest of eternity? No food, no water? I've got nothing but my goddamn lighter, this wreck, and a knife. I kick the wheel of my car, then again, taking out my anger and despair. My breakdown scared Adia, so now she is growling at me. What? Why are you barking? Shut up! No, don't be mean to the pupper. Adia droops her tail and ears, dropping her muddy belly to the ground. Now she meekly waits for all my steam to come out. What else can she do? What can I do? I'm thirsty again. The walk had taken so long that it's already lunchtime. It is that strange feeling when the day flows by, but it feels like it's been going on forever. I pull out a bucket of mushrooms and begin to pick through them. Surprisingly, I find only a few worms. The monotonous work distracts me from thinking about the bones, about the scary noises in the forest at night, about the shadows between the trees, about the invisible gaze staring at me. The thought flashes through my mind. What if I'm being watched right at this moment? My hands start shaking. I turn around while cutting a worm out of a mushroom, and before I know it, I cut myself. Ouch! Ah, fuck it. I press my cut fingers to my lips. The thirst becomes unbearable. The warm, salty blood is the most delicious thing I've tasted in the last 24 hours, not counting the sandwiches I ate yesterday. But the trail left on my tongue suddenly seems rancid, and then outright disgusting. The water I have still not touched. The water I still have is not to be touched. The thirst growing harder, either out of frustration or an empty stomach. I still hope the fog will clear soon. What if I was wandering down a road I hadn't noticed in the first place? What if I just lost my way in broad daylight, as they say? But I'm not going to leave my car for now. Meanwhile, hunger is clutching at my stomach, and Adia asks for food. I give up altogether. The smell of dog food seems more mouth-watering than anything else in the world, but I don't dare touch the last treasure. Who knows? Maybe the dog will be my last beacon of hope and salvation. Mushrooms are waiting for me, roasted on a new portion of a fire made from whatever I could find. A rag soaked in gasoline, pieces of newspaper, dried up sticks. All of it makes a dark, unpleasant smoke rise. But I manage to warm up well. I fry the food, I sit. I manage to warm up well while I fry the food. I sit and imagine what it would taste like at home after being cooked on my stove. Once again, twilight descends unnoticed, as if the day is shorter than usual. I had stopped keeping track of the time. This place is driving me crazy. After filling my stomach, I settle inside the car with Adia. Just in case, I check to see if the network is up, but nothing, and the battery promises to run out. Now I can't pass a sleepless night by wasting the battery on a silly game. I once again blame myself for my negligence. Half a day more and my cell phone will shut down. To banish my anxiety and sadness, I turn on the radio and try and catch a broadcast. White noise. The longer I listen, the more I think I hear something. I pull the antenna out through the half-open window. And then the radio begins to crackle and squeal. The sound is so creepy that it makes my hair stand on end. It sounds like the roar and howl of 1,000 creepy supernatural creatures. Adia frightens me even more with her loud barking. Irritated, I silence the device. It's no use. It's all useless. Is it now broken too? Damn it. Oh, hey, Gentleman Eldritch, how are you? I see you have found some of the new emotes. I don't want to change the battery in the radio with the ones kept in the flashlight. I have to use the power wisely. And what would be the point anyway? And also, perhaps the light could give me some peace or hope? But really, should I light up the dark? I suppose not. A mere thought of facing my fears makes me shake in fear. My biggest fear now is to see what I expect to see. I also never thought the darkness could be so terrifying, and terribly enclosing like it is now. Like a wall inside a crypt. I try and calm down and go to bed so I can face the morning sooner. Will I ever see this morning at all? The thought races through my head. Fear clouds my head. It pulses through my body in a cold wave. Terror shakes me from the inside. I panic. The dim hope of getting out of the thick darkness of the woods embraces my heart, and its pounding deafens me, squeezes and jumbles my thoughts. We must get out, now! I throw off the blanket, grab the flashlight, and jump outside, unable to endure it at all. Woof? Let's go, now, come on. The dog doesn't move, continuing to lie and look at me. In the meantime, my anxiety is growing and my knees are shaking. It seems that if I stayed any longer, I wouldn't be able to move. I can feel the cold chains under my skin, like icy, ghostly hands they are trying to wrap around my head. I've got no time for it. I pull the dog up and take her in my arms and go wherever my legs carry me with my flashlight. The darkness covers everything now, and the dim beam flickers beneath my feet, preventing me from stumbling. By the way, did that previous thing say fleshlight or flashlight? Hold on. It did! It says fleshlight! God damn it. I was like, did that say what I think it said? But I didn't trust my eyes because, you know, they've been wrong before. Not helpful in the moment, no. Well, it's definitely not a fleshlight, so moving on. Oh, God. The darkness covers everything now, and the dim beam flickers beneath my feet, preventing me from stumbling. Sorry. The trail merges into a kaleidoscope of gray, dry grass flutters and mingles with the stone slabs swallowed by the haze. To top it all off, tears cloud my eyes. My breath is completely out of whack. I don't know where I'm going. My legs are simply carrying me forward. Oh shit! But the flashlight stumbles over a branching thing that hisses, its tentacles in half light as it moves towards me. Well, that just came out of nowhere. Something rumbles and rustles with a growing rumble. A cacophony of sounds disturbs my ears. Losing my nerve, I run back to the car, sobbing like a child. I try and cut through the noise with my own screams. The dog in my hand squirms. It seems as if I'm just carrying a heavy clump of fur, which only whimpers pathetically in response. There really is something in the woods, and that someone has killed all of those people. There in the thicket lay the remains of a demonic feast. I think you're high. I don't think it's a demon. I think we're high. Of course, I mean, I think maybe something is a bit fucky-wucky with the mushrooms, but I don't think there's a demon. I think maybe we're just, like, tripping really bad. Of course it would kill me, too. It would strangle me or rip me apart with its branchy paws. Fear drives me to hide somewhere. It is the only thing that goes through my mind over and over. The thought of myself or Adia being torn apart sends a cold sweat through me and shakes me to the bone. Once inside, I lock all the doors, make sure the windows are closed so no creepy monster can grab us. I pull up the blinds on the back window so I can make sure no one sees us from behind. We, my dog and I, are locked up here in a small box, cut off from the outside world, with no communication. I can't call anyone or ask for help. How long are they going to look for us? It is a question I am so afraid of not getting an answer to. While jamming out with Big Bird and Animal, no. My throat goes dry and I cough. My hands, which are choked, don't stop shaking. Excuse me, I need a drink. Adia lurches beside me, but my coughing makes her squeeze into the seat. I look for the water bottle, but I find nothing but an empty bag and a flashlight. Where is it? Oh, no. I left it on the hood. Idiot. I don't know how else I can make myself. I take a handful of mushrooms and I try and squeeze their liquid onto my tongue. They no longer have that spicy, pleasant, fresh smell. Rancid droplets roll down my throat. Without a refrigerator, they would probably start to spoil very soon in the bucket. Still, I grab some of them and munch on dog food to break up the disgusting taste. Adia comes closer to me and puts her furry head on my lap. Everything will be okay, as long as you are with me. Sleep is out of the question. I try not to look outside, but it's almost impossible. There are 5 open windows and the back of the seat that don't hide them anyway. I huddle in the seat, wrapping myself in the blanket. The helplessness takes over with greater force. I try neither to listen nor to stare. But it seems as if my brain is playing with me. Whose sounds are those? Who is wandering around? What monster trapped us? I realize it has been a long time since I have heard bird song or wild animals. Only the endless rustling and the crackling and humming. Gradually, my body... Who's texting me? Okay. Gradually, my body softens and grows heavy with fatigue. I feel grafted to the seat, unable to move. Ah, we have become the mushroom. I have a feeling I know where this is going. I must have fallen asleep, but it feels all too real. My body is cooling, and it's pierced with needles from my back. Thousands and thousands of needles. Trying to move doesn't help at all. I feel sewn to the seat with thin threads. Any movement gives off a stagnant pain like white noise. I feel as if I'm burrowing my fingers into the ground, lying somewhere in the damp forest. In place of a skeleton from the thicket. Am I dying? Something rustles nearby, and then something wet touches my cheek. I open my eyes. It's Adia. She's unpacked the bag of dog food and now is assistantly waking me up. Delighted at my awakening, she scrabbles lazily through the door, but as much as she wants to, I can't let her out. I look outside and see the same landscape covered in a gray haze. It's like yesterday, but darker. How long was I asleep? Did I sleep at all? Maybe it was just a dream. A dream? My eyes and throat feel like they're covered in sand. The curse of this place enmeshes me, sucking out my strength and sanity, and dehydration is fueling my despair. But even so, it is still too scary to go outside. I'm not ready. Adia apathetically lies beside me, looking at me sadly, knowing that her owner is not going anywhere. She feels just as sick as I do, and she can't drink water from mushrooms. I'm trying to push myself forward. My body stiffens, like my bones are really stuck to the seat. My hands are barely able to move. I search for the bucket. It seems that dusk is already falling. Is it evening already? I pull out my phone and try to turn it on, but in vain. I can't even keep track of the time. I look at Adia. Poor girl is curled up in the corner, barely breathing. No! But suddenly I hear a knock. From outside, a disturbing and aggressive one, as if someone is walking on the road. I press myself back into the seat. Oh, that's not good. A distinctive 5-fingered footprint slams into the glass. And one more time, and one more. They stick to the window with a distinctive clang, and then disappear, only for another one to come in its place. Ah! The beast moves forward again. I can almost feel as if it lands right above my head, pushing through the roof. It is just about to touch me. I feel like this person has found some human specialized cordyceps. I mean, it's possible. I pull Adia closer to me. Go away. Please go away. What did we do to you? Go away. Tears are rolling down my cheeks. I keep repeating and repeating the pleas like a mantra, hoping that it'll get away. It isn't real. It's not real. It'll stop very soon. Let it be a dream. I snuggle up to Adia and burrow into the fur, hiding my nose from the monster who is groping at the car. It still can't break the windows. That is the only thing that calms me down. I try and convince myself that we are safe inside. No one can get in. And I am hiding under the covers, playing house with a bedside monster, as if I am a child. All of a sudden, it starts jerking at the knob! It desperately wants to get inside. However, the door does not open. And it stops suddenly as it began, as if nothing had happened. I sigh nervously and mumble to release the tension. I don't have the strength to sob anymore. All I want now is to feel the warmth of my dear Adia, to make sure she is still here with me, alive. I touch her dirty, soft fur and run my trembling fingers over it. Then I attempt to put my hands under her belly and cuddle her again. I wish it was just a dream. I want to lie like this with you on a soft bed. And when I touch her belly, I think I feel something very strange. It is a budding with swollen tumors. The dog suddenly growls and bites me. Uh-oh. It hurts. Adia, what's wrong with you? I stare at her bare teeth. The pain in my arm throbs. Instead of a cheerful, sweet friend, I see an aggressive stranger. The real Adia would never bite me. I don't take my eye off this dog, which huddles in the corner and snarls at me, viciously bristling. Big fangs, demonic eyes, the spots on its fur are dancing. Uh-oh. It is as if evil is bursting out of her, taking over her mind, making her growl so aggressively. It wants the... No! No! I throw my blanket at her and grab my knife. No! Cramping against the opposite door. I have to push Adia outside to keep her from attacking me. The worst option is to plunge the blade into her soft body. When did I lose my best friend? On a walk? Or was it that night when it possessed her? My paranoia gives me more and more ideas, but isn't it evident that the poor girl is too hungry? Is she hungry enough to eat her owner? Ah! The dog keeps tangling her paws in the fabric, still growling. I quickly open the window and push her out with the blanket. Tears burn my cheeks with icy shards. Instead of moans, my throat lets out a wheezing sound that hardly sounds like words. Adia, sorry. I'm so sorry. I twist the window handle to the limit as the creature I abandoned barks and claws at the door. I should have left her. I should have left her home. Now she's gone. She's gone. I press my ears to a tightening pain. No, stop, whining, shut up. But the dog doesn't stop. Her voice grows more and more pitiful, more and more natural and whiny. Maybe I'm going crazy? Adia, sorry, but I can't. I want to open the door, apologize, hug her, kiss her behind the ear, but fear grips my whole body. I try and ignore the whining and barking. Oh God, I killed her. We're both gonna die here. Fuck. While I'm cursing myself, the creature stops bothering me. It finally gets quiet. It stops imitating Adia. I can take a little break. After a nervous breakdown, exhausted as a zombie, I try and cram myself with mushrooms that are already stinking. Some of them are rotten, some with worms. I don't care anymore. I'm thirsty and hungry. If I could suck up the water from them, I would do it. My tongue feels nothing anymore. It's tingling and dry, and those damn mushrooms are the only things I have. I search for hope, beg for rescue. One way or another, I want to survive. Oh, hey, Ringo Tango. Hi. How are you doing? We're playing a delightful game. Maybe I'll start a new life, a valuable lesson that I must learn. In solitude, moments from the past flash through my mind. It is so gross and frustrating. My whole world turned gray, mired in a sticky haze of everyday life. Not too shabby? Yeah, not too shabby for me either. Does it take a person to fall to the bottom for them to finally turn their nose up to the sky and see the ladder? I am gnawed by guilt. It is pointing at me with a dry palm as if saying, God damn it, who is texting me? Sorry, it's my work. Okay, thank you guys. Sorry. I'm gonna be working alone for the next couple of days. Possibly more. Woo! Love tending to my circus duties all by myself. They know you're getting high on shrooms? No, they don't. Shush. Now you can't reach it. Now you can't fix it. There is one thing I can fix right now, but no matter how much I want to go after Adia, I can't bring myself to do it. Immediately, I see it, hidden between the trees, staring at me with its empty eye sockets. What if Adia is in the hands of it? I can't save her, and I can't save myself too. We won't be saved. Oh, hi, Bloodberry Blue. How are you? It's dark again. Without a watch, it's hard to keep track of time. It flows unevenly, now in torrents, then in painfully slow drops. Do I really believe that I've been here for a few days? What if more? The longer I stay here, the more I feel the throbbing fever followed by icy goosebumps, the thirst and hunger eating away at my insides. An annoying itch rolls over my skin. Sometimes it feels as if small worms are running around. I itch and bite myself to no avail. The deceiving safety locked me up in a stinking car. I firmly believed that no one would dare get through the thin layers of metal and upholstery. That Grandpa's spirit would keep me safe, and my grandmother would help him. This metal coffin has saved me from the unknown creature, so it will probably keep me from predators as well. My lovely crypt. Everything around me fades and dissolves into a pitch-dark mass. I can't see my own hands in front of my face. Maybe I should turn on the headlights. A sudden realization inspired me to take action again. Is it hope or madness? Yes, how will they find me if I don't give a signal? They should be looking for me right now. They should be. I didn't go to work. I didn't call Ludia. Everyone should know by now that I'm lost. I have to give them a clue. I turn on the headlights. The yellowish light dazzles me at first. And even though I feared it would immediately touch something frightening, the rays are already cutting through the darkness. I sit in the back seat with my knees tucked in, peering into the darkness beneath my feet. I'm not ready to see what stands behind the glass, even after the desperate action. There is nothing else for me to do but wait and be quiet, as if I'm not here at all. I hear heavy footsteps outside. Perhaps the forest spirit itself has come to me. A massive silhouette stands in front of the headlights, staring right at me. I am too afraid to look up, but I have to see it. I hope it's just a wild animal. I hope there are normal animals living here. I want to see hope. I slowly start to look up. I am watched by a terrifying creature. Oh dear. Unreal but distinct. So disgusting that it clung to my memory. The skull with a huge gaping eye socket, sprawling horns of strange irregular shape and body, entirely covered with some kind of outgrowths. Fungi? We stare at each other. Its gaze is painfully squeezing my gut. It is the look I have been feeling and fearing all this time. I am sure it sees right through me, my ugly, pathetic soul. And the longer it goes on, the longer I stare at it, the more sickening a lump rises in my throat. The creature doesn't go away. It keeps staring, denouncing my sins, silently urging me on to a monologue. Finally, the most painful thought enters my head. Can it be that my life was meaningless? Am I meaningless? But the past doesn't matter anymore, as I am awaited by such a vile and lonely end. It stares at the traitor who left her most precious treasure, Adia. Dizziness blurs my vision. I feel so sick and nauseated, and for a moment, the feeling once forcibly silenced reappears. I'm taken over by the awfulness of everything that surrounds me. My smell of a dead man left in an apartment in the dirt. I begin to vomit, so badly that I think I will suffocate and die a ridiculous death right in front of the monster. So absurd and ridiculous that I would die because of my own stupidity in this lovely crypt. And this thing is mocking me. I can't see anything anymore. The outlines are blurred. I'm shaking and vomiting. Suddenly, I feel soft lumps growing all over my body. I grab onto them and try and tear them off. They cover the bite marks, my hands. They cover the bite mark, my scratches, my abrasions, with tiny hats and itch under my throat, showing up as painful lumps. I feel rough wats on my fingertips. Mushrooms? Okay, either we're really tripping now, or we're fucked. I rip them off myself, one by one. It hurts. Some don't come off at all, and some come off splattering in blood. I grab the knife to cut them off. Am I cursed? Am I cursed because I went into this fucking forest? I don't want to die. I did nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm almost drowning in my own tears. The pain merges into a single agony, and my body can't take it anymore. My hands don't listen to me anymore. They're numb. My whole body is frozen, and darkness covers my eyes. I wish for nothing more than to wake up at home, for this to turn out to be a nightmare. I don't know if it's a dream or how long I've been like this, chained to the seat, but I am still conscious. I can talk to myself in my head. I can understand that I still feel something besides the dulling pain all over my body. And then again, there is a blackout. It's like I'm living in episodes. I pass out and wake up again, shackled by weakness and helplessness. At some moments, I glimpse a gray sky, the bushes and the trees, the hood of the car. Sometimes, I walk along the concrete road, reach the car again and again, and wander endlessly. And then I vomit and pass out again. Did I really get out? I think I did, but in the moments when my mind is awakened, I find myself still in the same position, completely drained and powerless. I'm confused. Dream and reality are getting mixed in some peculiar, wild way, a new reality. After another blackout, fresh air gradually fills my lungs. My ears catch a familiar soft ringing of the drops. A pleasant clattering sound echoes from all sides. Rain! Okay, well, we won't die of dehydration at least. When I open my eyes, I see water dripping down the glass, and the ozone-flavored air finally filters into the stinky cabin through the ventilation system. I let myself take a full breath. Even though my body aches and my eyes and mouth feel like they are covered in sand, I force myself to get up. Rain. I put my hand on the glass to make sure it's real. Each drop is followed by a pleasant chill. I want to go outside so badly and finally find the desire to escape again. Is this rain a sky sign for me? And in response, thirst burned my dry throat. I have to choose. I want to die in the rain. I can't take it anymore. I can't. If I'm gonna die, that's the only way. I try and open my door, but my fingers don't bend and slip. Even such a simple action now seems impossible. All I can do is turn the knob. With the window lowered, I look outside and breathe the fresh air with pleasure. A pleasure after so much torture. I want to cry, but it feels as if I've already cried out all my tears. Oh yeah, we're covered in mushrooms. Shit. I pull myself up and roll the door with my shaking hands, catching the water on my tongue. Nice large drops touch me, washing away the dust and dirt, taking away my anxiety. I am ready to dissolve in this blissful rain. I close my eyes and catch the water with my tongue, holding on as hard as I can. I want more. I reach for the water, yielding to greed as suddenly my hands fail me. Falling over the window, I collapse onto the wet concrete. My head is spinning. A sharp pain pierces my flaccid, heavy body from the back of my head to my neck, and from my elbows to my fingertips. My gaze rests on the thick, dark clouds. The downpouring comes with renewed force, and all of the tenderness is now gone. The drops feel as if they were pounding in, scratching me, penetrating me. The heat mingles with the cold. I twist and try and roll or to stand up. Something inside squeezes my throat, blocking my breath. I wheeze and claw, I grasp for air, drowning in a new fit of agony. I am being torn apart. Piece by piece, I can feel my veins splitting. But I can't breathe in, or exhale, or scream. It is as if the air is now saturated with a scalding, painful poison, and my insides are exposed. Every nerve in my body feels this murderous abuse. My brain refuses to shut down, even as the scarlet throbbing vein covers my eyes. Unbearable, how long will this go on? My thoughts are bogged down in the sticky mass, like another nightmare that's unbearably hard to escape. It is hard to believe that this is really happening. Why does God keep tormenting me? I feel like the whole world is mocking me. I stop moving, I try to breathe again. It is hard, but I manage to do it. Had I experienced some kind of seizure? Or was it an attack from the invisible beast? Some philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. Maybe it's not time to lose hope yet. I touch the concrete road. It's wet. I feel what appears to be glass. A wheel. Leaning against the slippery car, I force my knees to bend and lift my body. A window. Clinging to the secure support, I stand on the cotton, painful legs that seem so brittle, as if my bones are about to crumble. If I take a step, I'll break. I will definitely break. It seems I squeezed my eyes shut again. Then I open my eyelids. My eyes are blurry, as if I have a bag over my head. What did I do just now? Did I do anything? I'm so cold. Cold. The road, I have to walk on the road. Walk. It hurts to walk. It hurts. It hurts. Oh, Adia! Adia. Sweet, lovely Adia. I open my mouth, but what is that wheezing? Do I always talk like that? Cold. Adia, I'm cold. The rain comes down like a wall. The autumn forest turns gray and looks especially heavy under the clouds. The dark asphalt road cuts through it. Once in a while, the occasional car drives along this thick vein. At this time, the Lada, rubbing water off with wipers, is racing, clearly exceeding the speed limit. There are two people inside, a husband and a wife. They listen to the radio blaring through the rain, serene and careless. The artist sings about cheating and love to a corny tune until the white noise begins. The signal is bad in this part of the woods. They turn off the stereo. Just like that, in the silence, the couple watches the road. A tense atmosphere quickly grips both of them. It is as if all thoughts and feelings are interrupted by the pounding of the raindrops in the engine. As if they have radios installed in their heads. The weather is also not setting the mood. And still the husband asks something. The woman answers, first in a single word, and then quite loudly, drawing her husband's attention to herself. At that moment, her eyes narrow. What is that? Where? His gaze shifts. He shifts his gaze as well. He starts to slow down, but the road is too slippery because of the downpour. They both see a humanoid figure in the middle of the road. Ooh! Roughly swerving the steering wheel to the screams of his wife, the man crashes into it. The body falls on the hood, spreading awkwardly in front of the audience. You hit her! You hit her! Don't you yell! I see it myself! Fucking hell! Is she alive? Yes, go out and take a look. No, you hit her! You should look! Oh shit, hi. Their quarrel is interrupted by a palm, which is pressed into a web of glass. The washed-out, dead eyes fix on the woman, then turn sharply on the man. A moment later, a shriek goes through the area. The creature stands up in an unnatural manner and reaches for the door, as if it knows what to do. The husband tries to start the engine and hit the gas pedal, but to no avail. Perhaps the key is stuck, or the engine wasn't in check. His wife shakes him by his shoulder, repeating, "Hurry up, what are you doing? Hurry up!" But that doesn't help the situation one bit. And while they're trying, the creature smashes the window with its fist. The glass shatters into tiny crumbs and partially hangs, covered with many cracks. A clammy, bloodless hand grabs the husband by the collar and pulls him out sharply. His head smashes the windshield, leaving a trail of blood. She hits him again and again. It drags the man through the window onto the wet asphalt. The woman is frozen in horror, watching as something in the guise of a mutilated and misshapen girl brutally smashes the head of her husband into the ground. She summons all of her courage and opens the door. Hoping to push the girl away to do something to save him, she jumps out of the car. But her attempts to kick the creature in the head or unclench its arms are fruitless. The girl claws at her prey like a predator, unresponsive to pain. The man no longer shows any sign of life, and the monster turns to the woman. It is too late for her to flee. The echoes of wheeze and cries fill the place and continues for a while, until finally the rain drowns out the two souls lost for good. Jesus, what was that last sound? We are mushroom zombie now? We really are. Huh, so that was that. Alright. And that... Does it take me back to the beginning? What new grounds mess is this? This was, what was this? Locked Up. This was Locked Up. Oh, there's the gallery. Aww. There we are with our pupper. Happier times. That's why you don't eat mushrooms in random dark forests. Alright. Well, we've got another game. Let me change the title real quick. Maybe this stream isn't even real. Oh no! Say it isn't so. We're gonna